In the previous video, we learned how objects provide an easy way to store all the attributes belonging to a single entity as a collection of key-value pairs. In this video, we learn another reason for using objects with an example. Let's consider this array of cities again. And now let's say we want to increase the population of Kolkata. So how do we do that? I'll pause the video and you can figure out a simple algorithm to do that. Okay. Now that we have an array of cities, the only way to increase the population of Kolkata is to first locate Kolkata and then increase its population. To do that, we have to iterate through every city until we find Kolkata. So we have to do something along the lines of, for city in cities, if city.name equals Kolkata, then increase its population. Alright, now previously the population of Kolkata was this value. Let's see if it has increased by 1. You can see that it has increased. But this was kind of tedious, wasn't it? Is there a better way? Is there a way to locate Kolkata and change its population without looping through the entire array? Think about it. Well, one insight is that the city name is unique, right? There are no two cities in India which have the same name. What if we store all the cities in an object where the keys are the names of the cities and the values are objects having all the information regarding that city? Now let's create that object. So cities by name is right now an empty object, and now I will store all the cities in this object rather than using the array. Let's city of cities. This is the most important line. Please pay attention. Now I can create a variable name. City name is city.name, and now I can say cities by name of city name equal to city. Here what we are doing is we are iterating through each city, and now in the first iteration the name of the city is Mumbai. So city name will be equal to the string Mumbai, and the string Mumbai will be added as a key to this object, and the value will be the Mumbai object itself. And we will repeat the process so that all the cities are stored in this object. Okay, now let's see how the city by name looks like. So now we can see that this is an object where the keys are the names of the cities and the values are the city objects. Okay, now what's the advantage of this approach? Now if I want to locate a particular city or search for a particular city, I just have to say of Mumbai, or I can even use the dot notation, and similarly Kolkata. And if I want to increase the population of Kolkata, I just have to say dot population to first access it and then increase the value. So we have mutated this object using the plus equal to operator. So this is a much better way, isn't it? So to summarize, objects are also used when our data contains items which can be uniquely identified by a key, and we want to quickly access or mutate a single item without having to loop through the entire dataset to search for the desired item in the dataset. That's one of the most powerful reasons why we use objects, and they are so commonly used in real world scenarios.